Morning, students. Today's topic is tracing changes through the 1,000 years. Clear? Your first chapter histories. So, tracing changes through the 1,000 year means, as you know, that the study of history is an attempt by the people of today to understand the lives of the people in past. As you know that it is the sequence of the events that occurred in the past. History is the study of past events through the records, mainly written records. Therefore, the history does not even cover any period of time period to the invention of written writing. All the things prior in this the classified as prehistory. History gives the information about the past. The question arises, why do the study or know about the past? The answer is, without the knowledge of our past, it is difficult to understand our presence. And it has also helped us to how are they able to maintain our progress through the survival and the continuity process. Okay, history as the underpinning the continuous process and the one event leading to another. Without the knowledge of the past, it is difficult to learn the present. Clear, everyone? History is a rebel and the reveal of the development of all phases of human system, whether it is science, technology, society, cultural, civilization, and food, cloth, house, etc. So on. So many things are there. And we can learn, understand the importance of use in human life. Okay. Now, your next topic is changing terminologies with history. As the change, as the time changed, the changes occurred not only the area but also the language and their meanings. Historical records exist in the variety of language which have changed and which have changed in considerably over the year. Example, medieval Persian is different from the modern Persian, and the difference was not only the grammar and the vocabulary but also in the meaning of words. Over the centuries, there has been a vast change in the meaning of the term Hindustan. Today, it is understood as the India, the modern nation state. In the 13th century, the term stood for the lands under the Delhi Sultanate. Minaz Siraz used the term of Hindustan for the area of Punjab, Haryana, and area lying between Ganga and and Yamuna also. It was used in the political sense that was a part of dominance and the Delhi Sultan. Babar used the term in the 16th century to describe the geography, culture, and flora and fauna and subcontinent in the 14th century. Amir Khosrow used the term Hindu in the sense of Zeruddin Muhammad Babar and did the 16th century. Now, but the term of Hindustan never carried the political and the national meaning as term in India does today. Clear, everyone? The same theory applies that the word foreigner, and the same theory of the apply foreigner today means someone who is not an Indian, but it is in the past. The foreigner was a someone who was not part of a certain society or a culture. A city dweller might have regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner, but two peasants living in the same village were not foreigners to each other, even though they may have to different religions and the caste backgrounds. In Hindi, the term Pardesi, foreigner, another name of Pardesi, might be used to describe such as a person, and in Persian, Ajnabi, Persian language in Ajnabi. You know that? Your now next topic is your periodization of history. And periodization dividation means, and divided into the three categorized, and three categories are ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. As you know that, I will explain in your previous class. So sources tracing of ancient record. How you ever wondered that how we get to know about our past? All the credit goes to sources. Sources are important to the trace Indian records and references. Clear, everyone? And their sources, references to the historical events and traditional are the scatters to many ancient Indian texts. And the historians use these sources to learn about the past depending upon the period of their study and the nature of their investigations. And historians divided in the past into the period on the basis of continuity through the archaeological and the literary sources. You know that archaeological sources are there. You have to learn that your previous class inscription and mono manuscript is also. And the archaeological source include the inscriptions, coins, monuments, and sculptures, fort, palaces, etc. They tell us about the art and architect developed during the period. And the historians have gathered a lot of historical material of this the period of these sources. Clear, everyone? And inscriptions have to provide dates, names of kings, and the records of important events. And the inscriptions reveal and the India's ancient and the medieval history and through lights of the political as well as social aspects of the life. And monuments give us evidence of the wealth and greatness, technology and culture of the rulers of the periods. For example, excavations that the Takshashila, Hampi, as you know that Hampi, do you remind that? And Sindhu also, Indus Valley, Saraswati Valley have given us the extremely worthy information. And coin give us information also regarding the state and polity and the economy during the Sultanate Mughal period. For the instance of the coin and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. And next source is literary. And literary means are the textual record, autobiographies, biographies, and the chronicles are the other important literary work done by the various famous scholars in the various language. It gives us a lot of historical information about the various famous rulers of the period of that period. For example, Harshcharita, you know that, by the Barbhat, biography of the Harshvardhan of the Empire of India, Emperor of India, the Arthashastra of Chanakya, 300 BC, gives a detailing account the political system of the administration during the Mauryan Empire and is the valuable resource to the researchers. Okay, clear, everyone? Account the foreigner travelers. Many foreign travelers visited India during this period. They wrote their accounts based on the political, social, and economic system. These accounts give us a lot of historical material of that period. Work of Fahian, 5th century, and Hun Sang, 7th century, and I T Sang is 7th century also, and Marco Polo and Ibn Battuta are very important historical account. As you know that, And by utilization all of the evidence, it has become possible to throw some lights on the civilization. And and the construct the political history of the 7th century BC onward. But they had the face difficulties to do so, as the discontinuity did exist. Textual record increased heavily. Okay, so we will meet our next my next video, this chapter remaining parts. Okay, goodbye.